last time I was walking along this path, it was about, what, 12, 13 years ago. We're currently on the West Highland Way, and of course only momentarily, it's only for a short time whilst we get onto the main path of where we're going today. But yeah, it's quite weird being back here, and as I remember back over the West Highland Way, I don't really remember this section very well, so but it's quite cool to be back actually. Our target today is Ben Challum, or Ben Challum, Ben Challum, I don't know what the pronunciation is, but we're just outside Tyndrum, between Tyndrum and Cranelarich, and I think the main lay-by where you would park up for here is actually a little bit further up the road, but it's all got cones on it, and so we've parked a little bit more to the south, but it's literally just adding on an extra minute or so. But it means that we do walk along the West Highland Way for a wee bit, which is, you know, it's quite cool, I guess. We've got some coos, some beautiful Highland coos there. Stunning creatures. Hey, stunning, stunning. I believe there is a little bit of livestock in around this starting section here, so I think we're going to have some companions at the start of our hike. So yes, today's target is Ben Challum, and it is over here. I believe it's in the cloud, but as you can see, it's a lot cloudier today. It's not meant to be a very nice day, but the morning's meant to be okay, just kind of like this. But the clouds over here and the colours over there, just like kind of looking around this bit here, like low cloud, there's like bright cloud, dark hills. It looks really ominous, it looks really dramatic and really spectacular actually. It's about 12 kilometres for today, and we're not going through this farmland for very long, and I think we're only on the West Highland Way for another like couple of minutes or so anyway. But literally it's just a straight path up to Ben Challum and then doubling back today. 12 kilometres. It's not going to take too long, but I am expecting a lot of bog, to get very wet on my boots, to get quite muddy, all that jazz that comes from a lot of the hills in this area here, which is to be expected. So yeah, we're gonna get cracking on. I've opted to the shorter day because the weather is meant to deteriorate a little bit later on, especially closer to home, so it makes driving home a little bit more of a consideration as well. So yeah, we're gonna get cracking on. Hopefully it won't be too long, all things considered, when we're up to the summit, but it'll probably get slowed down because of all the bog and the marsh and how wet it is. But I'm in shorts and t-shirt for just now, but how long that lasts for I'm not too sure. So as you can see from the signage right there, the West Highland Way continues down this way and heads you towards Tyndrum, but we actually head up this path up here and off the beaten track and straight up into the mountains. The worst thing about crossing fences like this is stuff getting caught in from your bag, stuff that sticks out, and it's such a struggle to get through it, apart from having to take your bag off. Oh dear, that was funny. What a tumultuous task that was for such a simple thing. So we've reached the fence line now, and from what I've seen and what I've read, it basically is a fence line more or less all the way up to the top, which you can pretty much stick to, or there's slight paths coming around it, but it's a really good helping hand for navigation. But this also, I believe, signifies the start of where it starts to get really boggy a little bit further up. So there's a few stiles to get over as well, but I think there's going to be a lot of this, and I may just need to change soon out of shorts and into trousers so my legs don't get wet and muddy. All eyes on target. So again, this fence line just carries on and we stick to the left hand side of it. There's a few people just up and around here. The first target is this first top of Ben Challum, and that's at 999 metres I think, but then we come down and then the actual summit of Ben Challum is more into the clouds. But we've kind of found a little pocket of a little bit clearer weather here. The Munros all over towards the Bridge of Orchy are goners. Basically they're all in clouds, but Ben Binion are kind of the Crane Larrick direction. They're flirting with the idea of coming out of the cloud, but it's really low, it's really thick today, and I'm not going to complain because I've had amazing weather so far this year. I think I'm due one. I'm due a day like this, but it's still beautiful. It's still really, really beautiful. Our head will be in the clouds very, very soon, so it's going to be the last spot of views that we get for quite a while. The cloud over by Crane Larrick, you can start to see Cruacardane and Ben Challum starting to, like, there's a little summit just coming out there, but obviously it's not going to be out for long, but that's the brightest over there. I think over towards here we have Ben Cruachan range, kind of that general direction. But the clouds, yeah, it's certainly swung over from here, and now Bridge of Orchy we're starting to lose sight of as well, as will be the case for everything else. So yeah, this is the final little bit of views that we're getting for the time being. I don't think it's going to clear when we get up there. It's quite thick, it's dark. However, there's some bright patches which could make its way over, but yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up. But it's been a good walk. The boggy patches have been easy enough to avoid, although your feet do still get wet, but you don't get trapped in it or submerged. It's a really nice walk, really nice. How was your luck, Ben? You literally come over the ridge in clouds, and as soon as you reach the spot, Ben Challum is literally prevailing itself. How about that, eh? Absolutely nothing here, but the mountain is right there. You can just see the route. We're just coming down and striking off. I think it's about 1 kilometre, but it's gone already. It's gone. It's amazing how it just changes so quickly. I think it's going to be blowing a hoolie up there as well, because it's quite windy back down there, so it'll be cold up there, so I'm going to get an extra layer on before we make this final ascent. But that was a really nice sighting of Ben Challum there. Really dramatic how it just prevailed itself. It might open up again actually very shortly. Isn't this just mental? Look at this. Look at this wall of cloud that just descends into absolutely nothingness. And then there's the summit. And it's clear over here. I couldn't tell you what these Munros are quite yet, but this is just so dramatic. I can't believe it. I haven't seen anything like this before. honestly, the luck that I've had recently, I don't know what I've done to deserve this in 2025 so far, but honestly, it's so dramatic. It's amazing. I, against all odds and expectations, have got a cloud-free summit. Absolutely amazing. For Munro number 102, 1025 metres, Ben Challum. Turns out we just had to give it a couple of hours for some cloud to move away and burn off, and this is the reward. Timed it absolutely perfectly. Ben Doran or Ben Doran and the Bridge of Orkney is over here. I think Ben Louis here, and we've got Ben Oss and Ben Dubraig as well. Cranelarich Munros are mainly in the clouds. I think that might be Ancastral and Ben Haber over there. Scaith Thule, I think, across here. Glendochart. Nothing really to see over here, but this would be Craig Vore and Ben Haysgarnick, I think. Glenlochy is just down here. Yellmuirty will be up here as well. This has exceeded all expectations. I'm delighted with this. Absolutely fantastic. Superb stuff, really is. It is just as equally surprising that not only is it cloud free but also people free. So this is quite a popular one in Tyndrum because it's a little bit short and quicker to get to, but there's a few people behind me, but no, there's nobody. Absolutely delighted with that. That has exceeded all expectations with views, scenery, conditions. Absolutely fantastic. You just can't ask for more than that. You really can't. Amazing that 102 is done just right over my shoulder there. I think the highlight for me has got to be that approach up to the summit of Ben Challum, because that striking contrast with the ridge, clear, like almost near enough blue skies, and then this wall of clouds, and then the summit right in the middle of it. It was absolutely staggering. It was so, I couldn't really describe it. The struggle for words at this moment. It almost looked artificial, I think. I think it was like, it just looked fake. It looked like something you would see in a movie or like a video game or something, but it was just, yeah, it was so cool. Okay, so we're on the move again. It's just a simple case of retracing our steps right back to the car, going down the path along the ridge, which is just going to vanish in the cloud, and we'll be back to the car hopefully in just under 2 hours, maybe not even that. This is what I should have seen if it wasn't for this big wall of cloud earlier on. It's crazy how just in the matter of, I don't know how long that would have been, not long at all, the dynamic just totally changes. Yeah, it's really cool. You get fantastic views of the Cranelarich Munros from here. You can see Cranelarich just round about in here, the two big boys, the next two, and then the next three. It's just really something special about seeing Munro tops in cloud, because you just don't know where they're going to stop. Not sure if the camera's going to be able to pick it out, but right here over this grassy bump here you can actually see two peaks just sticking up on the Ben Challum range in Glen Etive. That's just so pronounced. Those peaks are amazing. The Archer Alps right in here are now starting to open up as well, which is great, and all these jagged rugged peaks down in the Crane Larrick Munros are starting to open up as well. The conditions are getting better and better as we descend down. That's a fantastic view across there. Really rugged and just impressive. Tremendous landscape. Alrighty, so we're just about 2 kilometres away from the car now, so a little bit of a reflective piece. And another thing about today is the fact that I read some horror stories about the bog, and of course it was as worst up this direction, just kind of as you're going up by the fence line. But honestly, I heard horror stories about the bog. I totally imagine that after a lot of rain that it would be a lot worse, but it's all avoidable. It's all avoidable. You can just skirt around the sides of it. You don't follow the fence path because that would be really wet and really boggy. And of course, like, my boots, they're muddy, my legs are muddy, but I was expected to get kicked in mud, but honestly, it's absolutely fine. I'm glad it's been as enjoyable as it has been, because this is going to be my last Munro bagging day in a very long time, because I'm off to India in, how many days is that? 8 or 9 days or so, and away to do my first high altitude expedition, 6,250 metres to Kangyatsy 2 in the Indian Himalayas. So from Wednesday I'll be pumping the brakes on my training. I'll just be doing short low level walks, and I'm glad to have been able to sign off in a really good way and especially get to 100 Munros at this point before we do jet off. So a lot of personal pride that I'm still feeling just now, even from last weekend, as well as we approach India. It's an expedition that'll be away for 2 weeks as well, so all of the work that I've been doing with Munro bagging, it's been a hobby, but it's also helped me get fit and prepared for it. But there's only so much you can do to prepare for altitude, so that's going to be the big test for me, and I've never done anything like it before. And as I say, we're away for 2 weeks. It's going to be a long time away from home and a long time away from the Scottish Munros, and then by the time when I'm back as well, it's going to be time for Nevis to start getting out, because he's just turned 1. And although we won't be doing Munros right away, we were given the all clear from the vet that he could start really getting out for as much as he wants from 14 months old, so that's another couple of months away. So we're able to start building him up, maybe doing some more Corbetts to start with, and then I could even do some of the Dalwhinnie Munros, some of the Munros that are close to us that are very easy. This one would be a really good start point as well, because it's totally dog friendly, because there's holes in the fences that you can jump through, and I think Emil Yurty, which is out there as well. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of repeats for me, and I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. But yeah, it's going to be really enjoyable, not only just doing some Munros again that I've already bagged with that expectation, but also with Nevis, that my special lovely little boy is going to be so amazing. It's going to be a big learning curve for me as well. But yes, really enjoyable walk today. It was just kind of helped me to kind of understand a little bit more how I feel before India. It's not quite sunk in yet. I'm not excited, I'm not stressed, I'm not anxious. It just feels a bit surreal that it's now come to this point. where it's so close. I think that's the overriding feel more than anything else. Farm is right there, which you can see, and the car must be around about here somewhere, so we're really not far away at all. So I'm going to put you back on. We'll go back through the fence, see if the Highland coos are still there as well, and we'll see you at the car. I actually remember seeing this sign when I did the West Highland Way. This is one of the wettest parts of Britain. Yeah, it definitely is. Just because there's mountains, Munros, hills everywhere. It's gonna get it. Aye, they're still there. They must just be annoyed with all the people that are going by in the West Highland Way having cameras in their face, just like I am, so they've sought refuge and gone in a little bit. Beautiful beasts, so they are. Done and dusted. The car is just right down there, getting away from all the traffic. It was, as I said before, a day that exceeded expectations. It was really good to sign off that way before heading off to India. In terms of India, I will be putting together a video like this, but it's not going to be like time-lapsing the entire all 9 days. I don't think that's even possible, but I'll just be doing snippets of each day. I think that's what I'm going to do, but it'll just depend on how the batteries go as well, because it's going to be freezing cold. So yeah, it feels a bit surreal to now know that that was my final adventure before I head out to India. So yeah, the big adventure that I've been preparing for the past year and a half is just right round the corner. Be leaving for it a week on Wednesday. I'm excited for what's to come, both for India and after India.